Because I can tell you, a 10 handicapper in Newfoundland is a 7 handicapper anywhere else.
It's probably true, yeah.
That was nuts yesterday.
I would agree with that.
Absolutely nuts.
This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
I found a picture of you. Oh, what hijacked my world at night.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm, of course, Andrew. Again, joined by Mark Chancey. Welcome back to the show.
Well. How long has it been, my son?
Been a while.
Been a while. A lot has transpired in our lives since the last time we did a show.
Yeah, it's been, 3 weeks?
Yep, we're in a new location.
We are.
We moved. We have a new studio set up here. We don't know if we're going to like it. We're going to edit it, and we're going to decide what we have to change for next week.
That's true, we will.
But we're here. We got everything out of the tubs and the boxes. We're set up. People can hear us. People can see us.
They can.
Sorry for them.
Oh,
They can see us.
It's true.
I thought it was appropriate, our first day back. I wore the old Tropicana hat.
Yeah.
Jimmy Tropicana. Speaking of golf.
We went yesterday.
We were out golfing with our favorite golfing duo, the O'Reillys.
Yep.
And we now know what it's like to golf on the low end of a hurricane.
We do.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts.
And then we said, boy, I hope it's not like this when the Canada Games comes here. And then we said, boy, I hope it is.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I can tell you, a 10 handicapper in Newfoundland is a 7 handicapper anywhere else.
It's probably true, yeah.
That was nuts yesterday.
I would agree with that.
Absolutely nuts. So quite a bit has transpired in the sports world since the last time we got together.
Yeah, so the last time we got together, I think it was the Leafs had lost to the Panthers, obviously.
Well, that's normal.
And in the second round...
Leafs, by the way, gave the Panthers the hardest challenge in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Took them to 7.
Yeah, so Panthers are champions again.
Yes, they are.
They won again, this time in 6 against Edmonton.
I'm assuming there'll be a graphic I have to put up at this point?
Yep.
Okay.
And, last year Edmonton took them to 7. This year it was only 6. Edmonton has absolutely no goaltending and no defense.
You cannot win a Stanley Cup with no goaltending and no defense.
And they got dummied in Game 7. And that's the other thing, too.
Dummied.
Like...
Game 7.
6, sorry.
Gonna say.
Like they
didn't go that long.
Yeah, but they got destroyed in Game 6. And
someone has to figure it out.
Yeah.
They need goaltending. And defense.
Yeah, like Evan Bouchard is just...
Evan Bouchard is pretty to watch. Kind of like a Mitch Marner, right?
Yeah, we'll get
exciting in the regular season. Total liability in the playoffs. Total liability.
And the other thing, too, that I want to mention here before we get going, the Blue Jays are kind of decent right now.
They're kind of decent.
They're not too bad, but I actually wrote here, the Blue Jays are decent right now.
But I've learned I am the greatest Toronto actually any sports jinx. Anyone I cheer for loses. I was watching the Blue Jays, I think it was last week. I think they were playing the Padres. Did they play the Padres?
Yeah, recently they did, I think, yeah.
And I think they were winning 4-0 in about the 7th inning, and I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
And I got in bed and I turned it on. I said, I think I'll watch this now. And within 5 minutes, they were down 8-4. So I turned it off. And I don't know if they won or not.
The problem with the Blue Jays is they have no bullpen.
Nope.
Zero bullpen. And Jeff Hoffman is terrible.
And they have a $500 million player who's not playing at the $500 million level.
No, he's been better recently, but
but he's not a $500 million franchise-changing player.
Not even close.
At all.
Not even close.
Few people on the team have more RBIs and more home runs than your $500 million player.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Including, for some reason, the very, very hot right now, Alejandro Kirk.
Yep. I guess he'll be going to the All-Star game again, and then he'll turn into nothing for the next 2 years. That's what happened last time. So I guess I should ask. What are we doing today, my son?
Playing a game.
What game are we playing?
Yes.
Oh, I know.
Nope, not a chance. No way. Well, maybe, baby.
Let me guess. We're going to play yes, no, maybe, baby.
That's exactly right.
How did I know?
And so the way we're going to do this today is I have a few current Leafs, and then I have a few free agents. And you're going to tell me yes, no, or maybe if they're going to be on the team next year.
I'll get the nope ready.
Based on your opinion.
Okay.
So let's start with the first. We're going to do current Leafs first, and we're going to do free agents.
Okay.
Number 1, Austin Matthews.
Is he going to be on the Leafs next season?
Yes, no, or maybe.
Oh, that's easy.
Yes.
Yeah. I just had to put him on there because,
whether you want him or not, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think there's any talk about that. or a blockbuster move, although you never get to hear about blockbuster till it happens. That's why it's a blockbuster.
That's true, yeah. Like we didn't talk about the Devers thing, which happened a couple
He
days
hit his
ago
first home run, too.
against his former team.
Love it.
One of the craziest deals, like blockbuster.
I don't understand
the move there either.
why the Red Sox went with Bregman.
I don't either.
They had Devers. I don't understand.
And they signed like a huge deal, too.
And it just ticked him off from the minute he signed.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got rid of the problem in the clubhouse, I guess. And
it's good for the Blue Jays because
Devers, he's a Blue Jay killer.
Yeah.
So Austin Matthews, that was easy.
Yeah, easy yes, for sure.
What's the next one?
And I have something to read after this, too.
Oh, do you?
Yes, no, or maybe.
Yep.
Mitch Marner. And wait, before...
Nope. Not
sorry.
a chance. No
It was
way.
too easy.
No.
Well, it is easy. But I want to read the most, because there's been report after report about Mitch Marner every day. The most recent one is this. Mitch Marner is considering a potential 2-year deal worth around $12 to $13 million per season.
Too much.
Setting himself up to hit the market again when the cap jumps to $113 million or more. The risk is injury, but at 28, he'd be 30 when hitting the UFA status again. The Golden Knights, Kings, and Stars are believed to be high on his list, though Dallas is a long shot given their financial commitment to Mikko Rantanen.
I can't believe someone would. They're gonna pay him 12 or 13 or 14 million, but if he signs a 2-year deal and makes the playoffs,
that's the part that shocks me. 2-year deal is not.
That's 2 years of no performing in the playoffs, and then some GMs will start thinking, "Yeah, I don't know if he's worth that."
I don't see him getting a 2-year. I think it'll be a 7-year. I don't know why I'm going to give him 2 years.
Well, if someone wants him, they'll give him.
That's
what he
a little
wants.
short to have that much money on your.
It's also good for the team that's not sure,
Yeah, it's true.
right? You get him for 2 years, and he's a disaster in the playoffs, like he's been his whole career.
And another guy talking about having signed a short-term deal is Connor McDavid, because there's kind of a talk now that he might not be staying in Edmonton.
Well, he's got to be asking some questions, like, what are you going to be doing about our goaltending and defense?
If we could get rid of Matthews and bring him on, that'd be great.
Sure. You starting a rumor?
No.
Okay.
It's already been out there.
I think I know who your next one is.
Do you?
Yeah. JT?
John Tavares.
Yeah.
Yes, no, or maybe.
Nope.
Kind of a soft no.
Whoa.
Only because
Well, I have something to read here, too.
Only because what you told me yesterday.
Yeah, I'm just about to read that.
And if they're lowballing him,
Yeah, this is nuts.
you're going to tick them off.
So, regarding John Tavares, it sounds like the Leafs have offered a 3-year deal worth under $4 million per season, and that kind of offer won't get it done.
Who's saying that it won't get it done?
Who's saying that?
Yeah. Just in general, or?
Yeah, just in general,
Okay.
basically.
I don't. It does seem a little low
That, to me,
for
is
a
a
guy
little-
coming off what he's making.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how badly he wants to stay in Toronto. He's getting older.
Because the first report that came out was...
His roots are in Toronto now.
Yeah, the first one that came out was that he wouldn't sign for anything less than 5. So,
It's a starting point.
yeah.
So he'll probably end up at 5.
But you think no.
Not at that money.
No.
Because you're gonna if you're not gonna come up to meet something closer to what he wants, you're gonna tick him off and he's gonna get spidey and
Now, would you want him back?
oh definitely.
Yeah, me too.
At that money for
Yeah.
sure. Even at 5.
I'd take him every
He's
5.
a second or third line center, and we can always use one of them. He's a great face-off guy, and he's not a liability.
No, he's not at all.
But I guess we'll see how badly he wants to stay in Toronto. I guess Treliving's looking for the hometown discount early.
I'm going to say...
And good for Treliving,
Yeah.
because Kyle Dubas would have offered him
Dubas would have been...
$12.5 million.
There you go. I'm going to say yes to Tavares.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I think he'll be back.
I just said that.
I think he'll come to terms on a deal with them.
At that money, I don't think he will.
At that money, no. But
if
I think
they get
I think
closer
they'll
to
get
what he
up.
wants, yes, I agree.
I think
with
they'll
you.
get up higher.
That's why I was a soft no.
Next one.
Uh-huh.
Yes, no, or maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Riley.
What's his contract status?
He's up for like 6 more years or 5
yeah.
more years.
He's sticking.
Yes.
Rumors he's being traded?
Well, very early in the offseason, Pierre LeBrun said that if they asked him, he would say no because he does not want to leave and he's not going anywhere. But I was watching Steve Dangle and his co-host on this podcast talk about they think they should at least consider it because Morgan Riley, they made a few good points actually. They said, this was probably his worst season and he doesn't seem like the Craig Berube type of player, and they should try and trade him. But I'm also going to say yes, because I don't think that, Morgan Riley, because he has no move, so I don't think if you asked him, he's going to say he's going to waive for that, because I just don't think he wants to leave Toronto.
I don't see it. He's still a valuable defenseman. The Leafs defense is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Right? And they have a mix of toughness, skill, skaters, and stay-at-home defensemen. I don't know if I was going to say tinker too much with that defense right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think.
Focus on your third and fourth lines and
try and get like a second line center or something.
See if you can't bring in old Marchand or maybe Bennett.
We're going to get to those later, too.
We'll see. Okay. Are we doing a whole day show?
No.
Okay. So we were both...
What's the yes on that one? He'll be back.
Tavares?
No, O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, yes.
Yeah. I have something to read after this one, too.
Boy, you're doing a lot of reading.
Yes, no, or maybe. Mm-hmm. Matthew Nyes. Now, what I'm going to say here...
That's a tough one.
Contract talks between Toronto and the Nyes camp remain active, though there's still a lot to be worked out. One side believes they're not close to a deal, while the other sees it differently. A 3 to 5 year term seems the most likely outcome once it's finalized.
Well, the optimist in me...
Yes!
Me too.
...is going to say yes, but I think from what I'm hearing, Mr. Nyes and his camp are overvaluing him.
And yes, because Nick Kiprios...
If this was the Dubas days...
And Nick Kiprios wrote
he'd be getting $15 million
in the Toronto Star about the Leafs and talked a lot about like Marner and stuff like that. But he said about Nyes that the Leafs and him are very far apart on money. And he said he made the point that it really showed that the Leafs are reluctant to give him the money. And it really shows how different this regime is compared to the old regime.
That's right, because Dubas would have just written the check already and overpaid for Nyes, and then they have another $10 or $11 or $12 million committed. And now, he had a good playoffs.
Listen, I really like Matthew Nyes. He's a fantastic player.
But one season does not a player make.
But I'm not going to pay him 10.
No, he's not a $10 million. He might get there one day.
He might get there one day.
But he's not there now.
But I'm not paying him 10.
Yeah. So we're both optimistically yes?
Both yes on that one.
Okay. But it could be a no.
Now, the last three are just kind of ones that are in rumors.
Okay.
So, and the ones that have been rumors for like the last few off seasons, actually.
Okay.
First one, Nick Robertson.
Nope.
I'm gonna say no too.
I think if they could find a way to get rid of him, they would.
Yeah.
He's
kind of a scratch.
He's a strange one.
Yeah.
He gets scratched, he comes back, he
scores a goal.
He gets scratched, he comes back, he takes stupid penalties.
Scores.
I don't know that he's high in Berube's favor.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
I mean, every time he comes out of this lineup, every time he comes back after being healthy, scratch scores.
Yeah.
But
I won't miss him.
No, me neither. Next one, David Kampf.
Nope.
Me too.
Cap clear right there.
That's cap space, yeah.
Yep.
I should have put Pacioretty on this list, but I didn't.
I thought you were going to go with Patches.
No. But Pacioretty, I think yes. I think he's going to be back.
Possibly. If he's playing again, I'd say he'd stay.
Yeah.
But he may not.
And the final one, Calle Jarnkrok.
Nope.
Me too.
Another cap space move.
Yeah, free up some cap space.
You can get someone to take them. You got a few $1 million to play with anyway.
Because that's your bottom six right there.
Yeah. The bottom six was not that impressive. Although I did like adding the additions they made with Lorentz? No.
Yeah, Lorentz.
Lorentz and
Lawton
from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'd stick with those two. What are we doing now?
Free agents.
Okay.
All right, first one.
Let's motor.
Brad Marchand.
In Toronto?
Yeah. Can I say mine first?
Yes.
Yes. I'm saying yes.
Yes.
Well, the optimist in me says that too.
Yes.
But there's going to be a lot of people want Marchand.
Yeah.
And he may ask for a crazy amount of money. And I don't know that Treliving is the guy to give him that.
Yeah.
But, boy, if you had Marner gone and him in, I think that's an upgrade immediately.
I think so too.
Not the same talent level maybe, but man, Marchand must have been close to winning the Conn Smythe.
And, speaking of Nick Kiprios, he actually said a couple of days ago that he doesn't see how he's not a Leaf, Brad Marchand.
Well,
because he doesn't think... Because here's the thing. Florida has 3 guys in free agency right now. The other 2 we're going to get to. And they don't have space to get all three of them done. And Bennett and Ekblad are the two they want back. So Marchand, and realistically, the only team really that has somewhat of a chance outside of Florida would probably be Toronto.
We'll see.
So I'm going to say
there could be a sleeper come in and steal him, but I think being a Nova Scotia boy, he may want to end his career in Canada.
Yeah,
with the Leafs.
Yeah.
The only better place that would be good to see him would be Montreal, because boy, does a fan base hate him any more than Montreal.
Yeah.
But instantly, the day he signs, you love him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Duh.
Sam Bennett.
Nope. Not a chance. No way. No.
Me too. He's staying.
You're not getting him out of Florida.
He's staying.
And if they had the money, you wouldn't be getting Brad Marchand out of Florida.
Apparently, he's going to take less to stay in Florida, too.
Yeah. Well, they got the lifestyle. Why not, too? They're the greatest team we've seen for years.
Yeah.
They're always in it. And it's Florida. They got the weather.
There you go.
I personally don't like Florida.
Neither do I.
But that's for different political reasons.
Yeah, there you go. Number 3, Aaron Ekblad.
A Leaf?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give that a little...
Nope.
Me too.
No. I don't... Now, if you're tying that to what we talked about earlier, Riley,
yeah,
maybe. But where are you putting him?
Yeah, unless you get rid of Riley, then you just put him there. But I mean,
so I don't know that I tinker too much with the Leafs defense. I was impressed with how they came along, and they aren't a liability.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondary scoring, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, they were a liability.
They are a liability.
But we may be addressing some of that. I have faith in Tree.
Me too.
Faith in Tree.
Me too.
What else you got there?
Patrick Kane.
Didn't he already sign with them?
No, it's Taves.
Yeah, but I thought Kane did too.
Oh, well, I can look it up, but I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure it's just Taves.
If he's a free agent, he can't till July 1st anyway, right? But
yeah.
Patrick Kane in Toronto?
Nope. Not a chance. No way. No.
Hope not.
No, he has not signed.
Okay. If he's a free agent, he can't. But I thought I had heard he'd been traded for something. But anyway,
no.
So what are you saying?
I'm going to say...
Hard no or easy no? Or yes?
I'm going to say easy no.
Easy no? That's this one.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that. Talk about like the bottom 6 and everything. And
yeah, but is he going to play in the bottom 6?
But you put him on the second or third line as a winger.
Second line's not the bottom 6.
I know.
Yeah.
But put him on one of those lines, and you're getting rid of Camp for whoever it is.
But Camp, that's a different role. Camp isn't a goal scorer.
So I just think, and at the right money, obviously. I'm not saying like a lot.
Like league minimum.
No, not league minimum. But I think that with the right money, you put him on the second or third line.
Okay.
If he's willing to do it, I think it would be good. So I'm going to say easy no. I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm going to say easy no.
Well, if you knew what was going to happen, you'd be rich.
Yeah, that's true. And Taves is in Winnipeg now.
I know. That one kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
But he's a Winnipeg boy.
He's a Winnipeg boy.
So I guess he's going to go home and see how it goes.
Yeah, apparently the Leafs looked at him, but they realized it was Winnipeg and Colorado were his last two, so they just didn't want to make him an offer or anything. Just realized those were the last.
Be interesting to see what he has left, or how he plays. Be interesting to see. So who's your next one?
It's the last one.
The last one of the day. Do you need a drum roll for the last one?
Sure. I'm not sure. I think you know who this is. He plays in Winnipeg.
I've missed hitting the drum roll. Plays in Winnipeg. Connor Hellebuck.
No.
Nikolai
Ehlers.
Is he a free agent?
He is free agent.
Yeah, no, he's not going to Toronto.
No,
hard no
I
on
agree.
that one.
Me too. Hard no.
Hard no for both of us?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not a chance. No
I'd be
way.
shocked if Winnipeg doesn't try to sign him.
I don't think he's going to stay. I think he wants to hit the market.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he'll go where the money is. That's
Probably.
his right. He's earned it.
But I was just thinking, like, if you can't get Marchand and he goes somewhere else, then maybe that's a good option for Place Marner.
No, I want Marchand. I want the rat.
Me too. But if you can't get him, then
we need a bit of sandpaper and rattiness in our game.
But a lot of people have pointed to, and I would take him in a heartbeat, and I really want him to. But he's 37, and giving him $8 million a year for 4 years
Marchand?
might be the best idea.
No problem. I have no problem.
You're going to pay him $8 million when he's 41 years old.
Yep, bring him in. Let the team see what it takes to win, because Matthews and them have no idea what it takes to win.
Nice.
Marchand is a winner. Is that his second cup, isn't it?
Yeah, second.
Yeah.
First one was in 2011.
Yeah, I know. But he's a winner.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Sam Bennett won the Conn Smythe. Marchand had to be second in line for that,
I would say.
if not Bob.
Yeah.
Could have been Bob, but Bob had kind of an easy
Now
series.
they might have given it to McDavid too. You never know, because
He didn't do much.
well, that's true.
No, he did not do much. They missed Hyman, but that's not an excuse.
Which I do actually also think that giving the Conn Smythe to a player on the losing team is a bad idea.
It's weird,
It's a weird thing to do.
especially for the guy that got to go out and get it when he's just
well,
lost.
McDavid didn't go out and get it last year. It was just like I'm
Can't
not going
blame
out.
him. That's all you play for. Anything else over there?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll hit the outro, and that was fun.
It was.
All right.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew. Find us on YouTube. Be sure to like it, subscribe, and comment. We'll be back next week with the next episode.
Next week, eh?
Next week?
Can hardly wait.
Me too.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchancey.com.